Always so goddamn smiley.
Do you invest in real estate? Are you in the stocks? Like, what's your favorite thing to put your money in?
I don't invest in stocks,
Okay.
although I do have people set up like fake profiles of me and offering stock tips. I say I don't invest in stocks or cryptocurrency. I love real estate.
Yeah.
That's where I park most of my wealth.
Gotcha.
So my formula is pretty simple. I always say wealthy people or entrepreneurs should invest. So I believe in making money with your business, also with your skills. I call it high income skills, and then you put into your high return investments.
Right.
I have a framework that I teach.
Yep.
So real estate I love because it's something that you have control.
Exactly.
Right. I can't. If I invest in a stock, I can't call up the CEO, the chairman, and say, "Hey, I don't like the way you are managing the budget, right?
Exactly.
I don't like the way you're doing things." But when you own a property, you know what? There are a few things that we could do. There are a lot of things actually we can do.
Yeah.
To force appreciation.
That's
or
right. That's right.
Or we're in control.
So what kind of real estate are you
Commercial,
into?
multifamily.
Same. Okay, cool. So I own in Pennsylvania.
Nice.
You own in Vancouver?
Vancouver. I also have a lot of stuff in Asia. Now I'm in a unique advantage because I live in Canada, obviously. I have my Canadian citizenship, but I also have my Hong Kong citizenship.
Nice.
So I've got both, right?
Nice.
And it's one thing about Hong Kong, but real estate, they have no rent control.
Oh, wow.
They have no rent control.
That changes the game.
That changes the game a lot, right? So let's say I sign a whatever 3-year, 5-year lease. By the end of that tenancy, if I want to increase the rent, I can double, triple it. If the market would sustain it,
Exactly.
we could
Wow.
do that, right? So it's pretty powerful.
That's great.
Talk to me about your investment
Yeah, I
philosophies.
mean, it's pretty similar, honestly. It's like I'm in media because it's high revenue generating,
Right.
high margin,
Right.
You know, and I take it, and I also invest in real estate. I think the one difference that we have in our formula is that I have a venture capital firm.
Correct.
So I invested my own cash until I built a reputation.
Yes.
And then my team went out to the market and raised capital.
Nice.
So now we're investing, our capital plus our investors' capital.
Nice.
And writing a $50,000 check is way different than writing a $1 million check.
100%.
So we're at scale in venture capital. In real estate, I'm looking to do the same thing. My first acquisition was a 10-unit property. The next one's 7. That's what I have presently. I have 17 units. My goal is to get to 500 units in 3 years. I think it's perfectly doable. And I remember, this is an interesting moment for me. When I got into real estate, I spoke to a guy, we spoke on the phone, and he said, "Hey John, I have 65 units. I was like, wow, that's great. And I said, well, how long you been doing this? He said, I've been doing this for 20 years. And all of a sudden, that seemed way less interesting because I spoke to another guy and he said, John, I have 1,000 units. I said, all right, how long did that take you? He said, 10 years. So it took him the same amount of time or half the time to get
Way more units.
way bigger. And
Yes.
immediately I realized this guy knows something that this guy doesn't.
Okay.
What does this guy know
Yes.
that enabled him to get to that scale?
Yes.
And then I learned the power of leverage, right? It's like there's a time and a place to use leverage. I think it's very smart to use debt.
Yes.
Use debt, especially if it's cheap.
Yes.
Lever up to buy something that you couldn't afford on your own.
Correct.
And as long as that asset pays off its own debt and then pays you some, that's a winning
So
formula.
the two different investors, I assume, I don't know the story, but the first one probably invests with his own
That's
money.
right,
The
exactly.
second one is put together some kind of a pool of investors. Is
That's
it like a syndicate?
A syndicate.
A syndicate, okay, and then he would invest
That's right.
alongside with different investors, right?
That's right.
That's very awesome.
Real estate, I love real estate, man. It's my favorite asset
Which
class.
then you can also leverage your personal brand,
Yes,
right, to
absolutely.
do both, right?
Absolutely. And
Yes.
now I want to take it to the next level. How can I push the bounds on infusing personal brand with my business shit? Right? Meaning, up until now, because personal branding is relatively new, at least in the social media context,
Yes.
most people have it siloed out, meaning like, okay, here's my personal brand here, then I do this, then I do this. I want to know how much can you cross the lines between all three, and then that way, you can't tell where one begins and one ends. For instance, as an example, I'm gonna make a prediction. I'm gonna predict that I'm gonna get a major brand deal with Home Depot. Home Depot is gonna finance an entire renovation for one of my acquisitions. So I'm gonna buy a property, call it $700,000 or $1 million. It's gonna be $200,000 renovation. Instead of it coming out of pocket, or instead of me having to fund
Get a
it,
brand deal.
Brand Deal's gonna finance all of it. I'm gonna raise the value of the property, refinance it, and pull my cash
So,
out.
but it's a win-win-win because it's a win for you, it's a win for Home Depot, right?
Yep, and you
I
know
love
what
it.
Home Depot's gonna want? They're gonna want me to vlog it and create a ton of content out of it.
Document the whole thing.
Exactly. So now I'm gonna be getting paid to use my media.
Well, and then
savvy
for
to
Home
build my
Depot,
asset.
it's basically investing in an influencer, right? It's influencer marketing. I love it.
Exactly.
Beautiful. I love it.
That's a good
I love it,
prediction.
man. I love it.
So there you go, brand versus sales. right?
Executive of Home Depot, if you're watching this, you know what to do.
Ding.
Contact John. I think it's beautiful, and so many other things too.
That's right. That's right.
It's funny because I came from a direct response background. My friends know where it is all about making a sale, right? It's about, we even have a term like ugly sales. Forget about like logo or anything like that. Just you're selling something. Back then when I started, we're talking about like direct mail.
Right.
Remember, John, direct mail?
Yeah.
Like envelope.
I've done a few of those.
Right? Like actually sending out a physical letter to people. Even earlier, like broadcast fax.
Wow.
Like that's how early it was, right?
Wow.
Broadcast fax. And it was about just a editorial, headline, copy, bullet points. And we have this school of thoughts where it's like direct response, and anything outside direct response is like evil. Almost
Exactly.
like, oh wait, we don't do the branding bullshit. That's like for big corporation like Coca-Cola. And I thought to myself, okay, if you guys are right, how come the biggest companies in the world
Are doing it.
are doing it?
Exactly.
Like these guys, I mean, they have successful, profitable businesses.
That's right.
But maybe a few million, maybe even tens of millions, but not like billions.
Yeah.
So I thought to myself, there's something that they know you guys
they
don't,
don't, exactly.
right? And I'm like, okay, is there something like a happy middle,
Right.
where you combine the branding but also very effective direct response, human psychology, persuasion, this with this?
Right.
And then that's what I did.
Yep.
And I combined the two and it
So I
worked.
like that because you had a moment where you thought, wait a second. Like they say Warren Buffett reads 6 hours a day, right? And then people are like, cynical people say, well, yeah, he can afford to, he's a billionaire. And I think, nah, he's a billionaire because
he
does
reads,
that.
yeah.
So you saw the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, their brand, their corporates, of course they can afford brand. No, they get to that level because they invest in brand.
100%. So I see this whole school of like even marketers online, internet marketers of this school, and then you have the other school, which is all branding and no sales. But I think something in the middle, that's what works. Because then you're generating sales as you go,
Right.
but you're also building long-term equity.
That's right.
You're building that fan base. Because these guys have no long-term equity. They're always basing on the next sale that I'm gonna do, the next launch I'm gonna do. But versus this, it's, put it this way, it's almost, the way I see this, you are doing sales all the way when you're making money now.
Yeah.
I categorize it, right? Money now, money in the future, money monthly. Okay, that's the way I see it.
Monthly money, baby.
Right?
I like
so
that.
so you have you're creating revenue right now, money now, which is nice.
Yep.
Brand is money in the future.
That's right.
The the big, Home Depot deal, the brand deal.
Exactly.
That's all nice, right? And you have money monthly, which could be recurring revenue. It could be through membership. It could be
That's
through
a good formula.
Right?
Money now.
money in the future, money monthly.
money monthly.
So then the way
the
I
formula.
structure it, if you have way too much money now, it means you're too reactive.
Exactly.
Right? Or maybe
And it can go away
It could go
overnight.
away. Or maybe you're burning your list because you sell too much.
Exactly.
Too much. If all your money is all money in the future, you probably can't pay the bills.
Exactly.
Right? So
Which is where I found myself. I went too heavy in money
yes,
future.
right?
And then I had to find the
That's right.
the balance.
And then money monthly, that has to do with the business model.
Exactly.
What kind of recurring revenue that you have, which I'm all about recurring revenue. The way I structure my business, I'm all about recurring revenue. The money now pays for the ads.
Right.
It pays for the advertising. But really it's this. And the funny thing is, once you have this, the brand, it's almost like a byproduct to me. That as now I'm reaching more, but it's a byproduct. I strategize around it, but my intention wasn't I'm gonna build this
Brand.
right? But
Right.
then when you reach enough people, you naturally have a
You
brand.
build a brand. So
That's-
we came at it from the opposite.
That's right,
And they
that's
both
right.
work, right? Because my entry point into the whole game was sheerly brand.
Yes.
It's like I built so much brand equity that it got me some So it got me some money future.
Yes.
Right? I worked backward, got the money monthly
Yes,
by buying the
yes.
real estate.
Yes.
And now I'm working backwards and getting
Yes.
the money now.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? But this is a good. This
It
is
was
a good
literally,
formula.
whoop.
Oops, right? It's a good formula.